Everybody, welcome to something kind of different. It is a bit different. Hi, it's Monday. It is the 19th of January, 2015, and I have just arrived at my place of work, at my office, to record this and record some other stuff too. How are you doing? I'm doing good. There's some stock weird footage of some random game playing behind. Actually, it's not a random game. It's probably Hearthstone because that's what I've been playing a lot of recently. I play it a lot in my spare time, but I don't produce content on it because I'm not very good at it. And also there's lots of Hearthstone content out there. There's lots of people that do Hearthstone content amazingly well, much better than I ever would be able to. So I don't bother to do it. But I have a lot of fun playing it in my spare time, and that's why there's stock footage of me playing it behind me. If you're tuning in, it's probably not because you like Hearthstone. If you are tuning in because you like Hearthstone, I probably won't be really talking much about Hearthstone or how to play it or how I play it or anything like that, because I'm not currently playing it right now while I'm talking. This is just audio that I'm recording, and the footage that you can see in the background is a completely separate thing that I recorded. If you're not tuning in because you don't like Hearthstone, you're also doing it wrong because, again, I'm not going to be talking about Hearthstone. I'm going to be talking about other stuff. I mean, if you're not tuning in because you don't want to listen to me talk, that's a completely separate matter, and that's absolutely fine. But if the gameplay or the game choice is throwing you off, don't worry, because I'm not going to be talking about it. There's going to be no focus on the gameplay whatsoever. It's just background, something that you can watch while you listen, or you don't have to watch anything while you listen. You could just put me on while you're doing other stuff. I felt like doing this. I just feel like doing this. I just feel like talking. I feel like doing this, and I feel like maybe this is a format that could work for me. Just sort of daily sort of ramblings over top, just whatever, random gameplay. Normally I would do that in some form of like longer playthrough or let's play or whatever. But honestly, there's nothing I want to play right now. there's just nothing that I really feel like playing. I've just like... I don't know what it is. Recently, I've just like lost my motivation to play certain types of games, I guess. I mean, I'm playing a lot of Hearthstone. Before that, I was playing a lot of World of Warcraft, which is a very fun and familiar game for me. But it's something that I play heavily and then burn out on, and then take a break for a couple of months and come back to it or whatever. So it's likely when there's a new content patch out or whatever, the background game could change from Hearthstone to World of Warcraft or Diablo. There's a new patch coming out for Diablo 3 that I'm probably going to play a lot of when it comes out, and so on and so forth. I feel like I could do this. I can just record my thoughts and ramblings or whatever. A bit of like interaction with you guys. If there's anything that you want to like talk about or whatever, you can leave me a comment. You can leave me something on Reddit. You can tweet me or whatever, and we can pick it up. I can get people on to talk with about things or whatever. There's lots of things that we could do. We could do it daily. We could do it weekly. We could do it whatever. I mean, if you like this, let me know. If you don't like this, of course, let me know. I just thought that it might be something different, something fun to do. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's all Gary's Mod on your channel all the time. And there's a lot of good reasons for that. The first one is that it's very fun to play. When I hook up with Hat Films and Terps, I mean, we haven't been able to hook up with Terps recently because he's been off, because he's had a baby. But when I hook up with Hat Films, it's just fun. It's just a bunch of guys playing a really fun and simple game. It's something that we don't need to concentrate an awful lot on, so that we can talk and like, you know, fun scenarios crop up and we can role play and do whatever. And it's really fun, and it makes for really consistent content on my channel too. It's very consistent and it's very popular. I mean, the same people are tuning in every single day religiously at the same time. And that's great. It's just a really nice comfort factor that I have this type of content that I can put out that people really enjoy. I mean, people complain about it too, as with anything. I mean, people complained when I did a lot of Minecraft. People complained when I wasn't playing longer playthroughs of games that they liked, that, you know, they didn't like city builders or whatever. And that's just the way things go on YouTube, for sure. Like, you can never please everyone. The best you can do is just sort of pick up the games that you like, or stick to formats that you like, that you feel comfortable with, that are consistent, that people keep tuning in for or whatever. Hopefully this becomes that. But again, you have to let me know. If it's too boring or whatever, we can just ditch it. And I can go back to doing Let's Plays or whatever when I finally find a game that I feel like playing that's not Hearthstone or World of Warcraft or Diablo, which are fun games to play, but maybe not amazing fun to watch. Hearthstone maybe being the exception where it is quite fun to watch, but in my case, it's probably not so much fun to watch because I'm not very good. It's fun watching pros play because they make these like sick plays. And it's fun to watch them get salty sometimes and whatever. Watching me play is frustrating. I'm regularly salty because I get so angry at my own skill level and getting stuck at certain ranks and stuff like that. But the more I play, the better I get or whatever. And it's good fun. My card collection's getting huge too. It's great. So yeah, Gary's Mod, there's a lot of it as well because I had hard drive failure in December, which was the worst possible time to have that. We were busy with live streams and just general sort of like December stuff. I mean, everybody takes like 2 weeks off in December for Christmas. A lot of people go home for Christmas. A lot of people go visit relatives like elsewhere for Christmas. Nobody's really around. So like any sort of group content suffers because nobody's around to record, or you're missing, key people that you need to record with. So normally December is like a bit of a write-off anyway. January is very, very slow as well because everybody's just sort of trying to get back into a groove. It's a new year. Everybody's got New Year's resolutions. It's like the perfect time to like change things up or try new things or whatever. So like January, February, kind of like slow, kind of not really much is happening. Everybody's just like getting into the swing of things and stuff. It's the same with me. I took some time off. I came back. I didn't really have a lot of motivation to record a lot of stuff, so I've just been taking it easy. I did like the Chet Williams stuff, which has been really fun to do. I've got another one that I'm working on now, which hopefully will be out maybe this week or maybe next week or whatever. But it's just been fun to do. It's just been something completely different. It's just been something that I've been able to sit down and think about and, write bits and pieces for. And, I haven't had to just sort of come in and record myself playing a game, which is a change. It's nice. It's nice to do something a little bit different and something that's a little bit more sort of quirky and out there or whatever. It's definitely like a type of humor that I find funny, and that's why I sort of make it or whatever. I know it doesn't appeal to everybody, but then again, not everything does appeal to everybody. So there's that. So hard drive failing meant that I lost a lot of footage, meant that I had to reinstall all my games, just meant that I was just completely sapped of motivation to do anything because, I just had this failure and it just sort of threw like a spanner in the works, and it was hard to sort of come back from that. But I'm sort of back into a groove now where I'm recording regularly, which is nice. Hooking up with Hat Films to record like various things. I think we're probably going to play Don't Starve together, which should be pretty fun. I don't know like when you'll see that, but and then of course Gary's Mod, because it's very fun to hook up and play and very simple as well. And there's a couple of other bits and pieces that we're recording together with and without Terps. But as far as solo stuff goes, like I said, I don't have really anything planned because I'm not really looking forward to anything as such at the moment. I mean, content patches for World of Warcraft and Diablo, I always look forward to and I always play them, but I don't normally produce content for them. Maybe on Team Double Dragon. Having said that, I haven't really played anything with Lewis recently either because he's been very busy getting back from vacation and everything as well. And we just haven't really had a chance to hook up and record anything. But, we'll probably play some more Hearthstone. We'll probably play some more WoW at some point. We'll probably continue Divinity and all that. So that stuff should be going up fairly regularly too. But for now, I can't promise anything because I don't know. I'm still thinking about what I want to do. I'm still thinking about different formats and stuff that I want to try out or whatever for this year. And for now, I think maybe if I can just give you guys updates and maybe do something like this daily where I can just like gas for a bit, talk about stuff. I mean, I could talk about anything. I mean, if you send me a comment or a Reddit comment or anything, a tweet or whatever, Maybe we can put something together so it's like a bit more like a show where we talk about stuff, like a daytime radio show. You can tell that I'm like really fucking middle-aged now because actually I've learned to appreciate daytime radio shows. I don't know what it is. There's just something very comforting about like a bunch of guys talking about shit that just doesn't make any fucking difference to me whatsoever. But it's just nice to have on in the background. Like if I'm driving in my car, fucking talk radio every time. I don't even listen to music anymore because most of the music I listen to now is just music that I fucking listened to when I was like 15 years old. And I haven't really moved on since then. So now I've just opted to listening to dudes talking on the radio instead, which is nice. I mean, it is nice. It is comforting. And sometimes they actually have like interesting things to say too, which is pretty cool too. But really fucking boring. Like I never really wanted to be the guy that listened to talk radio. But here I am. I have arrived now. And I think maybe Terps will be next. Terps will be the next guy who will turn around and be like, fuck yeah, I really like talk radio for some reason. And it's like almost like a rite of passage, becoming like older, becoming a dad. Becoming responsible and listening to talk radio. That's kind of depressing, actually. I know, like, I'm sort of like laughing about it, but maybe it is a little bit depressing. Maybe not. It doesn't really matter, does it? All right. Well, what games are you playing? Tell me. Leave me comments and stuff. Tell me about the kind of games that you guys are playing. Do people still play like Call of Duty all the time and like sports games? Like I know I did the Chet Williams video on FIFA. Like, do people fucking play the shit out of FIFA still? Because I remember when I was younger and like all the NHL games were coming out, which are hockey games if you're not North American. Like NBA, all the NBA games, all the NHL games, all the NFL, like the Madden games came out every year. And I used to fucking play the shit out of those. I remember like NHL 94, I think it was. You could do that like around the AI for the goalie was so bad that you could do that skate. If you got like a breakaway and you did like a skate around the whole net, you could always get a goal. Like it was just guaranteed that if you managed to do that play with somebody who was like reasonably quick on their skates sort of thing, you would definitely get a goal, which was amazing. And we used to play against each other, like me and my friends, and everybody would try to do that move, and like everybody'd be screaming at each other, like, "I fucking do that fucking move every time," and punching each other and stuff. Man, that's where consoles really shine, don't they? Like when you're actually, I mean, nowadays I don't know if it's the same. Consoles nowadays, everybody's like online. Nobody like sits in the same room together anymore. But like when in the 90s, you didn't have any of that. So like you actually had to, pile into a car, go to somebody's house with like 20 people or whatever, all sit in a room and take turns playing things like Mario Party, and NHL 94, and games like that. But it was fun because, everybody was like in the same room stinking it up together. But those wrestling games too. Remember those wrestling games like when they first started coming out, like the WCW wrestling games that came out on the Nintendo 64 and GoldenEye and games like that? We used to play the shit out of those. Like we used to just like sleep over each other's houses and just like stay up all night making wrestlers and having like big fucking tournaments and cage matches and stuff. It was awesome. It was just so much fun. I don't know. Do people still do that nowadays? Like, is that even possible now? Like local multiplayer, like on these games, does that even work? I don't know. I mean, I have a PS4, but like I have a couple of games for it and I play it from time to time, but I don't play it like every day religiously or anything like that. And I'm certainly not like involved in any like online community games or whatever. Like, I mean, I play GTA 5 with Hat Films, like when we record it and occasionally when we're not recording it. But I don't know, like I don't even know if it works like that anymore. I mean, does anyone even really care? Like I'm talking fondly about like a time past and probably in a lot of cases a time that happened before most of you were born. So maybe I'm just like that weird old guy who remembers like 8 tracks and cassette tapes and actually buying CDs. Like, do people buy CDs anymore? I don't even know. You remember, like, you always see like screenshots of people that like their room, they had like those huge like cassette tape holders mounted on their walls, and they had all these cassette tapes, and it was all like Ace of Base and like, I don't know, Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. Remember when that came out? I don't know. If you're a little bit older and you remember some of this stuff, maybe you're having like a little hit of nostalgia or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, the thing is, because I've been doing this Chet Williams stuff recently, and I've had to go through just like tons of like weird old 80s and 90s like screenshots of like video games and stuff like that. I sort of get to thinking about all this stuff that like I grew up with and stuff that happened like when I was in my teens and stuff like that. And it's quite funny to look back like at how much has changed now that it's 2015 as well, especially like, you know, society is like a lot different. The stuff that the media that we consume and the rate at which we consume media is much different as well. And just in general, it's quite funny to compare the two, look back at the stuff that was very popular when I was younger and compare it to the stuff that's popular now. And even not, in some cases, not even having a fucking clue what is actually popular now, because I still just sort of do my own thing, play the games that like I've always liked to play or whatever, and just sort of carry on that way. So there's that. Holy fuck, talk about a ramble. Listen, City Skylines is not out yet, but I have a copy of it that I've been playing a little bit. It's quite good, actually. So if you'd like to see that, you can let me know as well if you're itching to see gameplay on that or whatever, or if you want me to do like a let's play or whatever, I can do it. The problem with doing a let's play now is that they're releasing builds all the time. So there's currently a stable build, but it doesn't have everything in it because it's still like, it's not like at an early stage of development, but it's not done yet. So if I started doing a let's play on it, it means that we would probably just lose progress at some point and have to restart or whatever, and that's not very good. I mean, it's usually better to do a let's play on something when it's sort of out completely, and then the you know, the updates that come out of a game that's usually out normally don't break the game that you're in the middle of in most cases. I mean, it does happen, but we would hope that it wouldn't happen in the case of something like that, where it probably takes you hours and hours to make like this big cool city that has like massive traffic problems and all sorts of other shit happening in it all the time. But again, let me know if you want to see that, or I mean, I could maybe even do like an evening with Sips or something like that on it, which I need to get back into doing as well. Once I get fully back into the swing of things, there'll be some evenings with Sips. There'll be another like solo let's play at some point as well when I figure out what I want to do. And in the meantime, we can probably just keep doing stuff like this. There's the Chet Williams stuff, which will come out, and then any other garbage that I think up that I want to put out as well, I could put out. And then the sort of daily dose of like Gary's Mod, or if it's not Gary's Mod, it'll be something with like probably Hat Films and Terps, which will just like make up some sort of like multiplayer content that's a bit more sort of exciting and fun or whatever. But there you go. I think that's it. I think that's probably a good enough update for me. I think that's most certainly probably a long enough fucking weird rant about the 80s and 90s from me as well, and not understanding current console culture. I mean, there's probably a book I can read or whatever, but Jesus fucking Christ. So there, I leave you. I leave you to watch. If we're in the middle of like a Hearthstone match and you were actually watching my Hearthstone matches in the background, I'll let it play through until like the end of the match or whatever. But like the audio's probably going to stop in a minute. So basically what I'm saying in a nutshell is that this is probably one of the most professional things you will ever see on the internet. So brace yourself and remember this fine moment as well. Maybe write it down like on a piece of paper, or like take that shit to the bank. Because I mean, wow, it's probably, I mean, it's changed my life. I'm sure it's probably changing yours too in some like weird and wonderful way. But yeah, whatever. All right, I might be back tomorrow. We'll see. Let me know. Leave me comments on Reddit. Leave me feedback on in the comments section as well, which I still read from time to time. More so on Reddit and definitely more so on Twitter too. But yeah, let me know, and I can always come back tomorrow and rant and rave about some other shit, or talk about some other game, or whatever, until I figure out what's going on. Maybe we can just like fill the gap with this kind of stuff that you can just listen to for 18 and a half minutes of me talking. I still feel like I have like a million things to say as well, which is like fucking weird actually, because I don't think people are meant to actually like just sit there and rant and rage and talk for that long. But there you go. I've done it. 19 minutes. Great. All right. Well, thanks as usual for watching. Of course, thanks for all the support over the years and stuff like that. I know the variety hasn't been like amazing recently, but it'll get back. It'll get back there. It's just a small sort of blip in time. I mean, there's fucking tons of videos on my channel if you want to watch like a series that you hadn't had time to watch or before or whatever. You could catch up with that while you wait for something else, or you could just listen to me now for going on 19 and a half minutes or whatever. That's fine. But like I said, we'll probably get back to where we were in terms of content, you know, like multiple videos and stuff like that. But it just takes some time to get up to that point. And I've got like a bunch of stuff, like family stuff that's going on right now too, where we're probably going to be moving soon and stuff, which I don't know if you've ever had to move before, but holy fuck, it's like super stressful. It takes up a lot of your time that you don't expect it to. And there's just a lot of shit to consider, especially when you're in the like adult realms of like mortgages and like all this fucking boring nonsense that you have to like do fucking paperwork for and meet with people for and do like all this shit that I don't really want to do. But it's probably going to be happening like in the next couple of months, and it's stuff that I have to start doing anyway. So so I'm pretty tied up all the time anyway, pretty busy, but we still have to get stuff out onto the channel and stuff like that as well, which is very important. So like I said, we'll be back. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, we can do this. And I've taken 20.5 minutes to talk about something that literally I probably could have wrapped up in about 3 minutes. So I apologize for that as well. All right, well, I'll see you either tomorrow or soon in some other sort of format if this just like hilariously flops into hell. But if you like it, we can come back and do more, most certainly, and it'll be great. All right, great. Well, see you soon then. Bye.
Reporting for duty. I see you. Reporting for duty. To battle for justice. Reporting for duty.
That belongs in a museum.
Reporting for duty. I see you. Follow the rule. Of course. The battle. Zum Schluss.
Join or die, or both.
Last warning. Of course. Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty. Last warning. The end is close. The battle. Reporting for duty.
Do you like to play with fire?
Put your faith in the light. Reporting for duty.
Put this apple on your head.
None shall pass.
For justice! Give back before justice!
Reporting for duty.
By fire!
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
For justice!
The battle!
I'm invincible!